In the previous tutorial, we discussed Python variables. We said, unlike many programming languages where variables hold values, Python variables, they do not hold values. Instead, they point to locations that hold values. So we say Python variables, they are pointers to objects. We also said that in Python, everything is objects. And we said objects contains some kind of data. And this data, they have some kind of metadata, which gives us additional information about objects. Um, we said objects have attributes and methods. Okay, we demonstrated some of these concepts in the previous tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to take it. We're going to take our exploration a step further by diving into Python data types. As you can see on the screen, I have two data types there. I have the mutable types and then the immutable types. This is supposed to say byte, so this is an error in the design. Okay. We touched on some of these, I think, uh, in our previous tutorial. But in any case, we're gonna dive deep into these today. So the immutable types, they are the simple types. We cannot mutate these without creating a new object. Whereas for our mutable types, we can mutate their their states, okay, the values. We can mutate their state while still retaining their identity. So we're going to demonstrate some of these concepts today. So I just zoom this in so that you see this. Okay, so I'm going to try to open a Python interpreter. So let's open our terminal, and then I'm going to come in. So terminal, okay. I'm going to zoom in. What's that? I'm going to zoom in so that we can see what we are typing here. Okay. So if you don't know how this works already, you can watch the previous tutorial. So I'm trying to launch the IPython interpreter here. So I'm trying to use this to demonstrate some of these data types and concepts in Python. Okay, so we are in our IPython interpreter. Um, so let's play with some code. The other time I was talking about something like this, and then y equals to x. Sure enough, if we do x and we do y, they're both pointing to the same objects. Okay. Now, if I do this, and then I do x, I get 12. Now, if you have the mental model that variables in Python, they point to objects, then this should not uh, constitute some kind of conflict, because what we're doing here, we are not modifying x. Instead, we are pointing x to a new object. So here we say the two objects that x points to. Okay, so initially x was pointing to 10. We've modified that object. Okay, so now we have 2. So now x is pointing to 12. So we're modifying the objects that X is pointing to. We're not modifying the value of X. In any case, we do not declare variables in Python anyway. So, but then if we do Y, we still get 10. That's because, well, initially Y was pointing to X, but then we modify the object that X was pointing to. Now X points to a new object. This is consistent with the idea that immutable variables, we cannot mutate their states without creating a new type. Okay? So when we try to mutate immutable variables, immutable data types, so to speak, what happens is we lose the identity. Okay? I can try to demonstrate that again. So if I do, let's go back to X is equals to, let's say 7 this time. Okay? And then if I say ID X, okay. Now, this is known as identity. See, you can think of identity as, okay, so in Python, objects, they have identity, they have values, state, okay? They also have type. So if I were to get the type of X, this is int, okay? Now, the identity of X, this is what we get. Now, you can think of identity as an identifier, okay? It's an identifier that is unchangeable. So it's a unique, unchangeable identifier that is assigned to an object at the point of creation, okay? So at the point when we create a new object, or at the point when we create an object in Python, that object is assigned a unique and unchangeable identifier. That is the object identity. So you can think of this as, okay, this is what this object identifies as in memory, okay? Now, at the point when I point X to object 7, this is the identity. If I do X plus equals to 2, and then do X, I get 9. Now, watch this. I get a new identity. So this is consistent with the idea that immutable object type, if we try to mutate their state, we cannot retain the identity. We end up creating a new object. Okay? Now, this is in contrast with if we have a mutable object type. So we have list 1, then we set that to 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I do list 2, then I point it to list 1. Okay? Now, list is a mutable object type. See, list is a mutable type. So, for our list, we can modify their state while retaining their identity. Okay? Now, list 1 and list 2, they're now pointing to the same objects. If I modify 1, invariably, I modify the other. This is what I mean. If I do list 1 dot append, for instance, say append 4. Okay? Then if I do list 1, I get this. If I do list 2, see, I modify 1, the other is modified because we are dealing with mutable object type now. Now let me check the identity. If I do ID list 1, okay, this is not working. List 1, let's see what we get. Pay attention to the identifier. Now if I do ID list 2, the same identity. So the takeaway here is when we mutate a mutable object type in Python, it's only the internal states that we mutate. We still retain their identity. I hope that makes sense. Let me drill this in by playing with one more example. Now, if we have string, there's a string we have hello, okay? Sure enough, if I do ID, this is my identity, okay? Now, if I try to modify this, remember, string is a simple type. It's immutable. We cannot modify their state and still retain the identity. So if I do like this, now I have an exclamation mark like this, okay? If I do S, obviously, I get hello. Now, hello with an exclamation. Now, if I do ID S, let's see what we get. See, we're getting a different identity. So what happens here is, what is happening here is we went from pointing S to this object, hello, to changing the objects. So here we are changing the object that S points to, which is changing the identity. Okay, so we end up creating a new object entirely here. Okay. Now uh, uh, for our immutable types, let's see what we have. We have int, we have float, we have string. This is supposed to be bytes. So let's play with bytes for a while. We can do my bytes, and then I can do, so this is how we do bytes. This is the syntax. Okay, so if I do hello, this is my bytes. All right. Now, bytes, what it does is it stores the ASCII value of our string. Okay, so if I do print, for instance, if I do print my bytes, okay, I get the first letter there. Let's see what we get. So this is getting us the ASCII value of the first letter, H. I can do for the second one as well. My bytes. Okay, so that's the index of the second letter. Let's see. So this is getting us the ASCII value of the letters here. That's how bytes work. Okay. We could have done this as well. My B. Then we do bytes. I hope this doesn't blow up. B. No, I think we pass hello here. Okay. Now, I think I've blown that this a bit. String argument without an encoding. My bit. I was hoping to. What is it saying? It's saying string argument without an encoding. I was hoping to use what is it called? The bytes. I was hoping to use the byte constructor to do this. Okay, I think this is the correct syntax. So if I do my B, what does it do? Okay, so I was trying to like show you guys the alternative way of declaring bytes. So it turns out we can do these as well. Obviously, this is immutable. We cannot mutate their state. So if I do this, if I try to do my B, for instance, and then say I try to set this to, I don't know, 72, it's going to blow up. See, it does not work. But then there is the mutable variant, which is known as MB, which is known as byte array. Okay, byte array. We can mutate this. We can mutate this. If I do hello, the syntax is correct. Okay, so this is the mutable part. This is the mutable byte. The other one, just byte, is immutable. So I can mutate this into MB0. So let's see, if I do 89, I'm assigning the ASCII value to the first letter. I'm trying to mutate it. Let's see. Then if I do MB, okay, so I've changed the first letter from H to Y. So byte array is mutable type. The other one, what is it? See, byte array is mutable. Byte is, forgive this spelling, is immutable. Okay, so we also have tuple. Okay, so I can do T equals, this is tuple, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is immutable type. Immutable. Tuple is immutable. Okay, I don't have it here, but it's immutable. Okay, so I cannot, what's this? I cannot modify tuple. Okay, but then I can do, I think I can do dot index, index of 1. What does that give me? This doesn't blow. Okay. Okay, so this is getting me the index of the first item here, 0, 1, 2. So when I say t dot index of here, so I can also do t dot index 3. See what that gives us. 2. Okay, 0, 1, 2. Okay, I can't, but I can do t dot count, t dot count 2. Like, how many 2's do we have there? So this is 1. Okay, I can't mutate tuple. If I try to do t, I don't know, t, this is going to blow up. And I do 4, it's going to blow up. See, it does not support item assignment. See, so tuple is immutable. Now, tuple, which is very interesting, it can be mutable, it can also be immutable. I've shown you the immutable one. Tuple can also be, sorry, let me take that again. We can mutate tuple if tuple contains a mutable type in its elements. This is what I mean. If we do t equals to here, and then we do the first element, so the first element is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the second element would say 5. Then I can mutate this. So see, I'm referencing the first element here, the first, value, the first element here, which is a list, and the list is mutable. Okay, so I can do list. No, that's not what I want to do. Dot append. So append 4. This doesn't blow up. And sure enough, if I do T, see, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am mutating the mutable object type inside tuple, even though tuple as an object type is immutable. I hope that makes sense. There is also this one known as frozen set. So if I say f set, so this is frozen set. Play with some Python code out of this. Okay, so here we cannot, we can mutate frozen set as well. So we say f set, f set. We can't mutate it. So if I try to do this f set dot add, as I do 4, it's gonna blow. See, that's no attribute add. doesn't even have attribute has, so it doesn't work. So for our f set, frozen set, sorry, for our frozen set, it's also immutable. So you probably want to use this when you're working with some kind of collection or data that you do not wish to change. Okay, if that makes sense. Um, I think we've done. Let me see. What else do we have here under immutable type? Okay, let's play with complex. Let's play with complex. Um, for our complex, so we do com. Okay, this is how we declare complex. Let's say 2 plus 3j. All right. Then we can do comp. Let's get the real one. Real. Okay, that's the real aspect of this complex data type. Then let's get imagine one. Comp dot imga. Okay, so that's the 3. Okay, so we can also get the conjugate comp dot conjugate. Like they say, Python comes with batteries included. Okay, so these are conjugates. We can do comp1 2 minus 4j. Okay, can do comp2, let's say 3 plus 5j. Alright, and then we can do comp1 plus comp2. What does that give us? See, it's working. Alright. Okay, so if we start that in, say, result equals comp1 plus comp2, and then we can do result. Sure enough, we should get that. Then we can do result dot conjugate. I'm being lousy with my typing. See, so okay, so this is the conjugate. Okay, it works. All right. Let's let's go to mutable types. I think we've done quite a bit here. It's good. And then the bool, uh, uh, that's boolean type. Let's see, it's immutable as well. So if I do, what is it called now? If I do, okay, let's see. If I do comp1 equals comp2, it's false. Obviously, it's false, right? Good. So here we get for Boolean type, we use it for what is it called now? Logical operation. So logical operation, so they return true or false values. Okay, so let's go to mutable types. I think we've played a bit with list. There are other things we could do with list type. We could do, for instance, we could do list 1 is okay, let me just do that 1 2 3. Then list 2, let's do 1, nope, 4 5 6. Okay, then we can do list 1 dot extend list 2. Okay, then if we do list 1, we extended it. Okay, we can do list 1 dot remove. So we want to remove 2. I think this should work. Then when we do list 1, obviously we've removed the 2 from our list here. Okay, there are other methods that we can play with. I think we can do pop list 1 dot pop, and then we specify the index of the item we want to pop 0 1 2 3 4. I don't know if I do 4. Does it work? Okay, we've popped 6 away from the list. Let's see what is left. See, it works. So let's talk about dictionary. So for our dictionary, this is you can do deco, then we have dicts. The dicts constructor. Okay. Uh, we can do it like this. We can do this like this. So we do, I don't know, John. So we have some kind of numbers that we are assigning to this John. Nope. So John, so 2, 3, 4, 6. Then we have Cynthia. Cynthia. Okay. Then with the 4, 1, 2, 3. See whether this works. Okay. So when we do deco, we have this. Okay. Dictionary is a mutable type. See, it's mutable object type. So which means we can modify the state of dictionary. So if I could do deco, and then say I do here, I can do Sean. Okay, and then I said Sean. Give Sean this number 8976. Sure enough, if I do deco, it's populated with Sean. Okay. There is another way we could have defined deco. So I could have do deco, and then I do this called a dict constructor. Okay. Then I do this. Okay. Then in here I have a list, and then I could have tuple. Okay. Then here say IBK. Okay. For IBK, I can do 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay, 5, 6, 6. Okay, that's gonna be my first tuple. Guys, I'm trying to show you guys an alternative way of defining a dictionary. Okay, of writing dictionary syntax. Okay, so we can use tuple like this as well. So we can do what is it called? Let's do Annie here. Okay, and here we have 7, 4, 5. Okay, and then the next one we can do. Next one we can do dummy. Okay, and then here we have I don't know, what should I set now for 1. Okay, like that. Okay, so if this syntax is correct, it shouldn't blow. If it blew, then something is wrong. Okay, so it worked. So if I do deco, see, so this is another way of declaring a dictionary or defining a dictionary, if you like. And then we can look through this. Although we're not talking about loop here too, but then I don't know, for VK in deco, hope this is correct. Then print VK. Oh, no, no, no. I think I made a mistake here. Let me go back up. I think it should be deco.items. I'm not mistaken. But what does it say? It says built-in function method object is not iterable. What did I do? What's that? It says built-in function or method object is not iterable. I hope that items that I did is correct. I was hoping to look through this. Okay, I think my syntax is wrong. Let me try again. For okay, I think I have to call this as a method. And if I do print this works. Okay, so I'm just trying to show us some of the things we could do with dictionary. Okay, we're going to get into loops, uh, control flow, and the like later on. So let's not dwell too long on this. What else do we have here? We have sets. Okay, um, let's look at sets. This is my set. Okay, so this is how we define set. One, two, three, four, 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 five, five. Okay, this is our set. Now, if you do my set, see, so set has unique values. Doesn't allow us to duplicate. Okay, so set does not allow duplicate. That's why we get in this. And then we can mutate our set doing something like this. Dot add. So we had 6, for instance, and then my set. Okay, we have 6, like that. Okay, I think we've done quite a bit on the Python data types. I think we've talked about array as well, byte array, so to speak. So I'm not going to overflog this. Uh, we're going to be talking more about these in subsequent tutorials. But guys, if you wish to learn more about Python data types, uh, let me open Safari. I want to show you something. Uh, Safari. Okay, so you can go to my website, singularacademy.com. Should open up. I think my internet connections. Okay, so this is my website. So you can go to blog, because some articles there. Okay, so here you can read about Python variables and objects. So you click this. So say Python variables and objects. So you can play with some of this code. Okay. Don't worry, I've disabled the copy. This is not going to do anything because I want you guys to actually type the code. Okay. So that's one. If you want to learn more, you can go to the official Python website. Okay. So welcome to python.org. Okay. So here, let's look at the Python tutorial. Aha. So here you can check the see lot of tutorials here that you can play around with. So check these additional resources out and then play with them and then let me know what your experience is. So you can tell me about your experience in the comments below. Okay, guys. I'll see you guys the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.